Hi everyone, this is Jacob and it's finally Friday. Thank you for joining me once again for another one of these videos. I appreciate it. And today we're going to be looking at the floor plan view of Extreme Management Center. I wanted to mention one thing real quick. If your management center does not look like mine, then please reach out to me. And it's most likely because you're just not up to date with your versions, and I would love to see what we can do to get you to the newest version. This is the latest version you're looking at, so just want to make sure that you're up to date. So please feel free to reach out to me. With that being said, let's look at how we can put a floor plan into Management Center and why we'd want to do so. To add a floor plan, we go to Devices, and that opens up this tree view on the left here. And I'm sure many of you already have all your different sites put into Management Center, but if you don't, it's pretty easy. You can actually just right click and onto the world, which is all your devices. That's where all your devices go in by default. And you can create a site. And this one we'll name the middle school. Hit OK, and that will create a site. Within the middle school, we can also go ahead and create a map. And we can also title that middle school. And that will put us a map underneath middle school. So it trees out just like that. To edit the map, you can come up here and click on Properties. So you left click on File, then Properties. And this type here, the topology, is one view that we have in Management Center. We can also drop down to the floor plan view, and this allows you to come in and add an image by clicking on the green Add button. And there's a few other settings. You can choose the parent map. Where will this map end up under? So we can change that. We can also you can change the control, so zoom, pan. You can decide what you want to be able to do with the map. I always leave it on just pan and zoom enabled. And then you get down to one of the more important settings, and that's the height of the AP from the floor. This is in meters, so just get as close as possible. And I know there's many schools have different ceiling heights within the same building, but just whichever one is the predominant of the APs, you would want to put that height in there. Click Save and you're on your way. I've already done that for the high school, so I will just click on the high school and I'll show you. This is a floor plan that I uploaded just like I explained to you, and I wanted to walk you through the next couple steps. One would be we'd come in and we'd edit, and we'd add walls. You can see where I've already added a couple walls in. So to do that, you would drop down and go to Draw Line. This allows you to select the type of wall you're drawing in. The outside of this building is brick, so I will add brick, and it's the exterior wall. I'll check off exterior. And I like to color code my walls just to be able to differentiate them. So I will do red for brick. And I'll come in here and start clicking. Left click at every corner. And the more accurate you can be here, the better off you will be in the long run. It'll be a more accurate drawing whenever we go to depict our heat maps. So whenever you want to close a line, you can just right click and it'll end the line. To do another line, you just come back up, hit draw, and we'll add a couple more interior walls, which are concrete. Click off exterior, and we'll change our color back to gray. And just continue clicking. There's one. Do it one more time to finish up all our walls. So with that being done, there's a few things we can do here. One setting that you definitely want to do is you want to set a scale, and this will bring up this little pop-up here and give you a a dot which you can click on one wall and another wall, and you can set the scale between those two endpoints. So in this particular case, it is 65 feet. You can change the different units if you wanted to measure in different units. But it is very critical that this measurement is accurate. The more accurate that is, the more accurate the heat maps will be. So with that done, we are ready to start placing our devices. So to do that, we'd come in and we'd hit edit again and come in and hit add. So this is my lab here. So I have a 440 G2 as my switch. So you can just drag that to, say it's in this room. So now you can have a visual locator of where that's at. It's actually located in this building, and you can see that visually. We can also do that with our APs. Come in here, and you can do it one at a time. Click add. You can drag those around. Or you can do multiple APs at the same time by shift clicking however many APs you want, hit add, and it'll dump them all out. And that allows you to move them into the correct room. Hopefully you have a better naming scheme than I have. I just have the serial numbers as my naming scheme. But hopefully yours is much better. So once you move all your APs around, you can go ahead and save that, and it'll come up with the red and green icons. What this shows you is which devices are up and down. We use visuals as often as we can in the Management Center because we can take in so much more information visually than we can looking through a spreadsheet of data. So we can quickly tell that that AP is down. We can also tell what channels our APs are on. This first number would be your 5 gigahertz channel, and the second number is your 2.4. So this one is on channel 157 and channel 1 on 2.4. This one is 64 and channel 6. So if we wanted to change that, say if we wanted to go to 64 to a different channel, we can actually come to our wireless controller and we can configure that AP. So this is channel 64. Say we want to drop it down to channel 48. We hit apply, and it says here that APs may take up to 90 seconds to report the current channel setting. So just keep that in mind, but we will watch it as we go on, and I will point out once it changes. So this is critical if you're troubleshooting your RF environment. You have to have some sort of channel plan layout like this. I've had some customers who have taken their fire escape plan and have written down the channels in each room by hand, which is, it's good to have, but obviously once you change that channel, you have to scratch that out. This one will change for you automatically. So a great benefit there. And also, the ups and downs, the greens and the reds, that's very helpful. So one other thing I wanted to point out is the channel widths. We actually show you your channel widths right from within this floor plan. So this is a 5 gigahertz channel. That is a 20 megahertz wide channel. This one's an 80 because it's a /80, and this one over here is a 40 because it's a /40. So if you have this and you're seeing a /40, you're running 40 megahertz wide channels or 80s or 20s. So my recommendation is to run 20s unless you know for a fact you don't have co-channel interference. And we can go over that in a later date. Actually, it's already in the plans. I'm going to do a basic wireless video series that's coming up soon, so stay tuned for that. So we will refresh and see, yes, see that one has changed now to 48. So it changes for you automatically. One more thing that you're able to do from within the floor plan view is you can actually check your coverage. You can show your coverage. This is channel coverage. So you can see quickly. Make sure you don't have two reds or blues or greens touching each other. And we also can change the band to 5 gig as well. And we can make sure that we don't have the same colors touching each other. Very important for co-channel interference, it's really the bane of wireless is co-channel interference. It's very bad for your wireless. You can see your signal strength as well. This is your 5 gig signal strength. And you can tell very quickly that you have a colder spot right here because this AP is down. You can also change that to your 2.4, which will actually be a little hotter because 2.4 actually spreads. It propagates further than your 5 gigahertz does. So just a very cool tool to be able to see your coverage, make sure your channel plan is correct. I will tell you, it is much more important that you have a proper channel plan than the latest technologies. I cannot stress that enough. Proper channel plan is key. So that wraps us up with the floor plan. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I would love to help you out in any way that I can. If you have any ideas on future videos, please reach out to me there as well. Thank you for joining me. I hope you have a great Friday.